Hey, Kris Krohn here with Limitless TV. Today we're talking about how you deal with negative people in your life. I just encountered one and they sucked all the life out of me and I've lost all control. I've stepped into victimhood and I don't know how to be happy anymore. So today I hope you can learn meaningful things on how to deal with negative people. Before I share the ultimate secret on how to deal with negative people, I just want to start by asking how you feel about negative people. Because guess what? We're here on planet Earth, engaging in Earth School, and we're going to meet negative people. Negative people are going to come in and out of your life. Negative people may show up in the form of a family member that you feel obligated to spend time with. Negative people could mean a child that is skeptical and pessimistic or kind of on the outs with mom and dad right now. Negative people sometimes show up as loved ones and sometimes as strangers. And you know what? It can be easy to evict the strangers. It can be easy to evict the neighbors. But what do you do when the negative people around you are people you care about and people that you love? So I want to start with this first elemental idea before I share this big key for you. Key that will make all the difference in the world. Do negative people need to bring you down? See my friend here? This is Henry. Henry's my friend. And Henry, he intimidates a lot of people. So when people come to my personal house and they sit in the office, you know, the guys typically, the warrior men tend to think that Henry's really cool. And some of the ladies are actually kind of frightened. I once had a friend come in and she came in before the meeting, before I had gotten home, and she dressed him up as a princess. She put a princess hat on him and she put a little cloak on him and put some frillies. And basically she was trying to adjust Henry's energy because he was giving off maybe not a negative energy, but maybe a brooding warrior energy. Well, guess what? Everyone around us is giving off energy, and just because they give off energy doesn't need to impact you. Think about it. How do you feel when you're around positive people? You probably feel more positive. Are they acting upon you, or are you acting upon yourself? Because I'll tell you what, that in my world, when negative people come into my world now, and when positive people come in my world, it's not an invitation to feel negative or positive. I'm actually at choice with how I choose to feel. And even if they bring a foreboding energy into my airspace, it doesn't mean that I need to feel negativity or feel my own energy drop. And so there's a skill that just starts with conscious choice. And the conscious choice that serves me, in fact, if I were to give you a visual, it's almost like every day I zip myself up in a bubble, which has this two-way shielding energy. I can take everything good and let it in, but everything negative just bounces off me. And it's nothing more than a choice. It's actually not a bubble. It's not an energetic thingy. I'm not moving my hands around in woo-woo fashion. All I'm really doing is making a choice. And the choice is that if I'm happy, it's because I've chosen to. Yay for me that I'm around happy people. If I'm around negative people and I feel negative, know this, in that moment, you are allowing yourself to feel negative. So before I teach you this number one thing, just remember that whoever you meet and whoever comes into your airspace, it doesn't mean that it needs to build you up or tear you down. Only you have the ability to do that. And you can develop a mastery with conscious choice to easily and effortlessly stand in the presence of negative people and still feel positive. Because you control your emotional environment. You control your energetic area. No one else can do that for you. So what really is the secret to dealing with negative people, whether you love them or whether they're a stranger to you? It's unconditional love. Unconditional love means three very specific things to me. Number one, it means that I don't desire to change them. Because if you're dealing with a negative person, wishing and hoping they were positive and wanting to enforce that, or you've got an agenda for them to change, all you're going to do is create rub, because the desire to control and change people is also a version of negativity. Now you're fighting negative fire with negative fire. So instead, it's releasing and relinquishing that desire for people to change. Number two, don't buy their story. Negative people are constantly selling crap. They want to sell you on why it's the worst day of their life. They want to sell you on why their neighbor wronged them. They want to sell you on why their childhood scarred them. They're always selling the bad stuff that's happening. So just don't buy it. That means that you don't have to sit there and and feed into the story and start sympathizing. Oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you, or how could your neighbor have done that? Instead, I listen, and there's no trade. Most importantly, though, unconditional love is loving them where they're at. And that means that instead of an agenda to change them, I detach from that, and there's simply an intention to love them. And it's amazing how you can show up with unconditional love for negative people, where their negative energy doesn't influence you like we've talked about. You've created a powerful enough energetic, emotional space that you create the environment you love. You live by example, and you just love them wherever they're at. And this is something you can practice doing, simply not wanting anything for them. And I remember this showed up really powerful for me and a family member. There's a person that had been in my family for a few years, married in, and we didn't have a great relationship, not even a real one. And I asked to sit down with them one day in my office, and I just sat and listened to them. And then I just decided to share a desire from me that said, I'd like to get to know you better. And I'm sorry that I haven't really had that desire up into this time, but we're going to be in this family together, and I want you to know that I care about you, and I'm choosing to do something about it. And that day, our relationship shifted. It changed. And up until that point, I had allowed this person to irritate me, get under my skin, bother me. And I just decided to let go of all of that and just say, I love for you where you're at. There's no need for judgment, because where you're at's where you're choosing to be. And that's okay. So friends, you got negative people in your airspace, love them without condition. And that's how you deal with negative people. You don't let them control your airspace. You don't let them come in. You shield yourself from those people. And guess what? You remember who's in charge of your life, who's in charge of your emotional state, who's in charge of the energy. You are. That's right. You point at yourself and say, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Whoa! Yeah, like for real. Don't let negative people have an impact on you. And seriously, if you want to step into some greater mastery and have a lot of fun doing that, I'm going to invite you to come to our 3-day Limitless event, because you'll be hanging out with some of the most incredibly positive people on the planet, and you're going to see what life is like. That, hey, when you're surrounded with negative people, guess what? It does not have to mess with your personal ozone layer. We're going to teach you how to show up in such a way, an exemplary way, that they cannot help but watch their own negativity dissipate from their life, step into a more positivity from your example, and you're going to start learning how to surround yourself with some amazing people. In fact, come to the 3-day event, and you're going to walk away with like 50 new amazing rock star friends that are all going to have a great commitment to positivity just like you.